have a different project today. We're gonna need this whole desk, and so I tried to put the camera up higher, so we're gonna see how that goes. And Macy's here first. Wow, that was so fast. Hi, how you doing? You see my mac and cheese box? This is currently where Indigo's tail is. You're stalking my Twitch waiting for the stream. You're so sweet. I know. I'm so getting mac and cheese later. It's the ultimate food. Like, how has your day been? It totally is. I could live on mac and... Actually, I kind of already do live on mac and cheese, so... Oh, good. It's been good. Ooh, I cannot wait to see what you come up with. I'm so excited. You're so creative. Like, I don't know. When I try to come up with ref, I can't. I need somebody to do it for me. I can work on fursuits, but I can't make a ref to save my life. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. I was always worried that characters I make, like, you can't... I don't know, I feel weird just making, like, a plain white wolf or something like that. So you want to add something, but... Yeah, then there's the so overwhelming you can hardly stand to look at it designs. I feel that. Oh no! Everybody stream at the same time. Hey, how you doing, Bad? We have a weird camera today. I did order another camera, so I'm very excited. That's gonna come in soon. Ah! We got a huge tail to lay out, so... How are you doing? Oh, yeah, I should actually, show you what we're working on. This is a good idea. So it's kind of hard to show because it's giant. It is a floor dragger after all. But let's go for a ride. Whee! Right here. The colors aren't very good right now, are they? Yeah, it just keeps going. It's a very long tail. We'll just hope that the colors are just not as bad as I think they are. Hey, Rudder, how you doing? You're saying that cameras aren't weird every day. Yeah, seriously, I struggle daily with things. And then I drop them, and the other day the cat pulled it down from this pedestal I have it on right now, and it crashed. I was so worried that it shattered because I would have had to delay the stream again, and I just want to die. You're good? Awesome. Yeah, I'm good too. I'm very excited. I don't know if you were here for that. I just said that I'm getting my next camera is coming in, so I'm going to have 2 cameras. I'm so excited. It's going to be so much easier. I'm wondering if there's a way to get better lighting in here. Because you can't really... This desk lamp isn't going to help, is it? Huh! I wonder if closing the curtain will actually help. Let me try. Maybe? I guess you guys tell me. Do you think that looks better? I just want good colors. Oh, good. Doing better than you were a couple of days ago. That's good. I know the struggle, man. I'm glad. I hope you had lots of good food. That'll fix everything. Okay, so here we are. Huge floor dragger tail. I guess I'll show you guys further up close. So this is kind of what the stripes look like. And this is only half. The other half is sitting in the box over there. This is baby blue. I don't know if you can even see it. Huh. And it gets skinnier and skinnier because it's a dragon tail. Until it ends in a point. So let's see the back side. Oh! Tracy, you're so nice! I'm crying. Thank you. Hello, how you doing? Can you see the mac and cheese? Of course! That's the box I've been keeping Indigo's tail in while I'm working on him. Ta-da! It's just the box. No actual mac and cheese yet. But soon. So here's the back here. Here we go, okay. So you can see where I marked everything. So I machine sewed the sides of each stripe, probably up to here-ish, and then I hand sewed the rest of this little area. And after I'm done with this stream, probably in a little bit, I'm going to go over the whole thing again with a zigzag stitch to make sure that everything stays sturdy. So yeah, that's all hand sewn in. Well, the corners are hand sewn in. Oh, thank you, that guy. I appreciate it. I don't bad, I'm sorry. Unless you're talking about mac and cheese. I think I liked the window open better. So I think I just need to recalibrate the camera for the different angle that we're using today. But I guess the color is good enough for now. I really, really like the black and white stripes. I think that's so cool. I'm gonna have to make just a plain black and white costume later. Okay, so here's the main event. Here's what we were working on today. We got this huge tail, floor dragger. We need to make feathers for the bottom. So if you've seen a dragon tail that's maybe right about here, it starts, you get big feathers coming out of the bottom. Also, mac and cheese be delicious, yes. What did you do on the weekend where you felt like you had to stoop to mac and cheese carbs? Like, oh, you came from Discord. Wait, then what's your Discord name? Discord. This costume also has some feathers coming out right up here in the side of the tail. Let me get up the reference so you guys can see. This is everybody see the side of my face today stream. That's what it is. I tied my hair back today. I knew it was necessary. Okay, open image. There we go. Good. Now I gotta share screens. Oh, if you know, you know. Yeah, I don't get it. I still don't get it. The only thing I can think of is like you took a hike. I don't know. It would take a lot of effort for me to go take a hike. I'm telling you. Freaking nature. Alright, hang on guys. I'm sharing screen so you see the reference. Drinking. See, I had to put my laptop is usually sitting right here so that I can read the comments right here, and the camera is also right here. So I can just sit here and work on my stuff right here. But because this thing is so huge, I had to put this on a separate stool over here. And so now I have to reach forward. Ugh. You are amazing. Oh! Please, you're too nice to me. Thank you. I will cry. You guys are so nice. Let me get out the share screens. I'm still trying to get it. Give me a sec. Window capture. Chrome. Everything's Chrome in the future. PNG. Yes, here we are. Got it. Okay. Yes. So here we are. That's the reference we're working on. Let me put it under the overlay, actually. There we go. There we go. I'll cover up my face. Yeah, there we go. So that's the reference we're working on. So you could see that he's got some colorful feathers at the end of his tail, and on the side, he's got some white and blue feathers and a long stream there. So we're going to start with the very bottom with the big fluff. Wow! You did that! Well, thank you! Ah! That was so nice! That is so sweet. Thank you. Sorry, no, I'm just reading up with comments. A small keyboard for shortcut. Oh, that's a good idea. I could just have like a small little keyboard right here that I can, maybe like a numpad size. Oh, that would be ideal. XP bits. Thanks, man. Alright, so now you guys know what the reference looks like. Unfortunately, because I'm moving... Oh yeah, somebody asked about that. Because I'm moving, I lost my baby blue Minky. I can't find it to save my life. So, we're gonna do what we can today. I have the white Minky, I have the purple, and I have the black. And the colors are not good. Oh god, camera's going down. The colors are not good right now. Let's try this. This might be a little better. Okay. Don't bump the camera or it'll die. Oh, most streamers have them for like a BRB screen. That's helpful, actually. That's a really good idea. I'm gonna look into that because I'm trying to get stuff that I need to be a good streamer. So if you don't know what Minky is, this is it. It's basically super duper soft and it has a really short pile. So it's like tiny, tiny little fur. It's so cute. So that's what we're gonna use to make a tail out of, the tail feathers out of. So here we go. Imagine being a good streamer. Couldn't be me. You're so funny. Yeah, so the other place I'm going to is, I'm going to go live with my old college roommate, and she lives in Tennessee, so it's kind of a drive from Michigan right now where I am, but, she lives on a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and it's a very small, like, little country house, so even though it's kind of small, it's more space than I have now, which is one room, in my sister's apartment, so, yeah. So, the other day I actually was getting excited. Let me turn this on. Maybe this will help. I was getting excited and I drew up a very basic sketch for this. So, the tail feathers here, looking at the reference, I was trying to match up. And it is kind of like an oval shape. And this is being the side of the tail, this will actually be straight. So, when the tail is done, the feathers are actually going to come out of it like this. If that makes sense. Because this whole thing is sideways. So it's a little confusing, but I hope it makes sense. Colorado, woo! I always wanted to travel around the U.S. and see what the country is I live in. I don't know. I've never been to Colorado. Oh, to switch camera views? Dude, that's so helpful. That's incredibly helpful. This isn't helping either. Go away. Go away, little... Okay. That would be so helpful. So here we are. Gosh. Let me just... Mess. There's a big mess. Send help. Slaps lamp. Basically. Being useless. So I have this paper. I don't know what it was for, but I think... I'm not positive, but I think it was some kind of old printer, like really old, ancient, because it's a paper that just keeps on extending and it's all connected, so that's cool. That's pretty helpful because I don't have to tape it as much to make it into a big piece. So basically, I took 4 sheets of this paper and I taped them all together, and that's why it's so separated. And I kind of just sketched out the size I thought it should look like. And then I drew over it with pen a little bit darker. Normally I'd do this on camera, but I already did it. I'm sorry. I just got really excited that one day. And when I liked the pattern, I cut it out. And so here we are with this big oval. And I think it's a good size. I think it's a pretty good big size. Let's come here. Come here, camera. Come here. Let's move. Whoa! Let's come over here now. Alright. Is this any better? I really don't think so. It's not, but it could help me. Yeah, that's not happening. I tried. Sorry, my friends. Until the next camera comes, we're stuck like this. There we go. Good. Okay. Macro pads. Okay, write that down, write that down! I'm just gonna open a tab in Google and just search that so I don't forget. Macro pads. That sounds real helpful. At the very least, just for switching camera views. Oh good, they're expensive. That's fine. I'll save up. Oh, thank you, Rudder. It's snowy in Colorado? Really? All our snow went away. It's kind of sad. Okay, I'm gonna share the reference one more time. Oh, haha! It changed to macro pads. Here we are. Okay. All right. Here's the reference one more time for you guys. You can see we're gonna do the tail feathers on the bottom, obviously. So we gotta kind of count how many feathers we've got going on. Whoa! Let's move this around. Make this big for blind Clover right here. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6 is the middle one. Okay. Got it. Boop. Wait, 12? Hang on, let me count one more time. I gotta get this right. Okay. So there's the middle one. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 on each side. So I think 5, 10, 11. I think it's actually 11. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 11. This is counting class. Yeah, the one in the middle, I'm gonna make one big one. So, normally I love to draw with pen. I will draw with pen all the time, but after doing the confusing, complicated stripes of indigos earlier, I finally gave up and decided to use pencil for this project because it's complicated. Okay, so seeing as how the tail comes out about this far in the feathers, I'm going to try to, let me turn this sideways. It'll make it a little easier for you guys to see. 5 feathers and then 1 center feather. So let's draw kind of the center feather first, where that's gonna be. This is very rough, just trying to get it in the area. So actually I'm thinking, I wish I had like a head cam, like a camera right here, so that I could just look down and you guys could see what I'm seeing. Is that a thing? Maybe? So let's try this, maybe. It's kind of hard to see, no matter what I do. So the first feather can come out here, and then I need 5 on the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I'm sorry, I know this is pencil. It's kind of light. Probably hard to see. We're gonna darken it up very soon. Alright, so since I'm here, I'm gonna draw where this tail thing is supposed to be. So actually I'm gonna flip it over so I can see the back. And I'm actually gonna try to trace this the best I can. Well, maybe it'll be easier to have it flipped over this way. Let's try it. I love the Figme face! That's like the best emote ever. It's so cute. And it works in every situation. Alright, here we go. Just a basic trace of this. There we go. So now we know what we're working with here. Shoot, maybe I should turn this on now. It's so hard to see. Even with a lot of light, it's just because I'm drawing lightly. Alright. So I'm trying to draw where the base is, so I know what space I have to work with. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna put this on here again and see if I got kind of like the right size. Also, wow, I'm an idiot. Also, I could have just put like the actual pattern that I made for this tail on there. Duh. Let's do that. Stupid. Okay. Alrighty. Hey. It's relaxing. Oh no. I feel like, I mean, that's really good. I'm glad to hear that. Window, please. Every time the window's in the background, the color gets bad. That's funny. I feel like it would be hard to watch me stream just because I'm all over the place. I mean, I try to be prepared, but no matter how hard I try, I always forget something. See, I labeled this, floor dragger, indigo tail, for tall people. I literally wrote that. For tall people. Yeah. Anyways, I like to label my patterns. I think it's helpful. So you don't just have a bag of patterns. Yeah! Alright, where's the the other end of this tail? It's in here somewhere. Welcome to CloverCat stream where everything is lost as always. Alright. I'm gonna find it. I have a whole pile of things here. Lots of stripes. Look how many stripes I had to cut out. There are so many stripes. Just a huge pile of stripe. So this is how complicated the pattern was. Okay, but here's the bottom part of the tail. So where is the top? Tail, where did you go? It's supposed to get 4, 5, 5. Oh, this is it. Found it. See, I'm so glad I labeled it. Alright, here we are. Just these 18,000 stripes and just... This is why I have a mess after the stream always, because whenever I take out something like this, I don't put it away until after the stream. So it just... it builds up into a huge sad mess. Tail! Alright, I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, because I'm kind of stupid, but, here we go. So now we have the pattern, actually, so we can get the perfect size. So, the problem with this is, again, this is just the pattern for the side of the tail, and it's actually going to be straight up and down with the feather coming out this way. So, even though we have this pattern, it's still not perfect, because it's going to be more rounded in the end, because this tail feathers are, because of the rotation. So basically I'm just using this to get a basic shape, and I'm going to have to kind of even it out and make it the same on both sides. So right now I'm just going to trace it, give me somewhere to start. I have so many other lines on here, it's so hard to tell already. Okay. So I'm actually going to use this to my advantage. I'm just going to use this on both sides. So, maybe I should use a pen here, because I know this is the color, not color, the shape I want. There we go. Yes, I will get this eventually. Okay. So that's helpful. Give me some nice straight lines here. I don't know if you guys have heard of a French curve, but it's like a little tracer thing. It's like, I mean, maybe like this big or so. It's just a big, clear, curvy stencil called a French curve, and it's helpful for drawing like rounded edges of all different kinds. Yeah. Actually, I am streaming tomorrow. This stream is to make up one that I missed a long time ago. I do want to be streaming more, but for some reason life just keeps getting in my way. But yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow I am furring a head. Rissy's head. Finally, I'm doing it. Let me bring it over so you guys can see it. Just a sec. I have a big mess. Just grunting sounds of me struggling. Alright. This way. There we go. Yeah, I always put the ears on last. I haven't actually put the ears on yet, so I'm gonna do that tonight, and we're gonna fur the head tomorrow. I think she looks pretty good. Pretty excited. I like how she's coming out. Might need a little bit more rounded shape at the top. Just looking at it. Looks a little flat. You felt that, yeah. Is that for, yeah, this is for, Cran in the server. I don't know if you've seen her before, but, yeah. So that's what's tomorrow's agenda. That's what's on tomorrow's agenda. It's really, I mean, I don't, thank you. I have fun with it. I hope it looks good. So while I'm here, I'm just gonna erase these extra lines that are not good. Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I just got this new, I mean, I use these all the time in college, because, you know, animator, I needed a lot of erasers. It's basically a pencil, but it extends, and it's just an eraser. It's the coolest thing ever. I mean, also you can just play with it. But this is super helpful. Like, I just love these things. I forgot they existed for a while, actually, until I saw it in Walmart, and I'm like, hold up. This is just a college throwback. Very helpful, though. I forgot they existed. There we go. This will be much better. Man, my freshman year in college, I didn't know how to draw very well yet, so, my work area was always just, camera. Whoa, it's alive. Okay, sorry about that. I'm left-handed and I have the camera on the left, so, glad we're not dead. If the camera died, I would just be so sad. Oh yeah. My whole work area was always covered in just eraser shavings because I wasn't good at drawing yet. Several years later, I can draw enough to get by, so that's what I really need. Okay, maybe we should come back up here. You guys are here for the experimental day of me trying to figure out the best location for cameras. Sorry about that. Sweet. Okay, well, two things. Thanks, Scotch. And the other thing, I'm glad the lurk command is finally working. That's a positive. Okay, so I am going to hold this up one more time. This is probably fine. Yeah, this looks good to me. So the thing about art is, hold that thought. Let's get these feathers in place first. Alright, so we've got one feather on the end, and then 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to try to mark the size of these feathers. And I already kind of started doing this, but Now we refine. So the problem with this... Hey, Sparky, how you doing? So, here we go. This is gonna do. So the problem with this is... Well, first of all, that's why I use a pencil now. These feathers are kind of coming out, and that will work for a different area. But this area, the feathers kind of need to all end up going this way. So I'm actually going to erase this and try again, because the feathers need to end up going this way, rather than just like, eh. So let's try again. Yeah, the lurk command. It really doesn't do... I mean, it actually doesn't really do anything. But, other than kind of just notify everybody that they're there, lurking. So it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't trigger any, stream commands at all, but not like the 8-ball or the gamble command or anything like that. Which reminds me, I'm still working on that. I'm having the worst time. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. I'm having the worst time with the poll. Oh, actually, never mind. I haven't tried the poll yet. I'm having the worst time with the points and redeeming rewards. That's the thing I'm struggling with right now. But yeah, poll. That would be helpful. Yeah. I'm so excited to use that. Like, that'll be great. Alright, so this top feather, I know exactly the kind of shape I'm imagining, so I'm just going to keep drawing lines until I'm satisfied with how it looks. Oh yeah, Sparky, since you're here, I know you like Skylanders, so I'm going to bring it up because I know you like it. I just started Skylanders Imaginators, and it's been actual years since I played it, and it's actually really fun. I'm having a good time. I wish I could play it with you, cause I know Sparky really likes it a lot. Hey, Sonic, how's it going? Whoa! Sweet! Thank you, my friend! There we go. So I've... How are you doing, guys? Like, we just got a handful of people coming in at the same time. How are y'all doing? Good and sad. Oh, the struggle. Did you ever figure out the trouble with the voice box thing you were having? With your Woody doll you were working on? Or is that the trouble? Alright, so I've kind of got some... Let me give you an overhead view. I've kind of got some feathers in place here. I like how they look. Only problem is... I gotta fit 5 feathers in here, so these feathers might be a little too thick, actually. So, let's look at the reference again. That's a good way to fix it, if you're not sure what you're doing. Your dog! He destroyed that? Oh no! Sorry, you guys get to see my arm. This one. Yes. I'm so sorry, Sonic. That is so sad. Alright, so here's the reference again. Oh, I didn't even notice this before. So actually, I'm glad I checked this again. The feathers are more square shaped. They're not actually super rounded. That's good to know. I'm glad I checked that. I didn't even notice. Alright, let me switch camera again. Boop. Here we go. So let's try on this side. That actually explains a lot. Okay, so instead of having it more pointed like I had up here, it's actually more squarish, like right... Wow, this camera, please! I'm getting an overhead camera. Like, I'm hooking it up so it will be overhead once it shows up in the mail. Alright. So it's actually going to be more square like this. So that helps a lot, actually, with the shape design. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So now I just need to make it darker. Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I think it's looking good, too. I think that's good. Thank you. It helps to have another person's artistic eye to tell me if they think something looks off or if something looks okay. So thank you. I appreciate that. There we go. Let's make this one a little bit thicker. Yeah. So this is looking really good. Unfortunately, I had to put the camera down so I can restructure some of these lines. There we go. Okay. Destruction. Thank you. I will look at the picture of the destruction. I'm so sad that that happened to you because he was looking really good. I'm not sure what you're gonna be able to do to I don't know if you can even fix something like that. All right. So this let's overhead view again. Whoa. All right. Yeah, you get to see my my Pikachu pants and my Atari shirt. Okay, I love Atari. I mean their company is kind of really weird now, but it's about the old Atari. They've really pioneered so many games. I mean, it was all before my time, but I really appreciate what they stood for. Yeah, Pikachu pants. All right, so this little triangle here is actually nothingness. So here's feather 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the center feather. So I'm gonna check one more time because I think this one might need to be more square shaped also. And we also need to make these feathers a bit rounded, like this, kind of rounded up here, not so it just ends in like a sharp edge. So let's do that. Let's look at the ref again real fast. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so the top one does end in a point. Let's look at this. Let's look at this top reference. Oh, I don't know, guys. That's kind of hard to tell. Is that 2 feathers or 1? That makes a big difference. Shoot. I didn't even notice that, actually. That's a problem. Actually, the more I look at it, I kind of think it's 2. Wow, I really thought that was 1 feather, but Macy, I think you were right. I think that's 2 feathers. Yeah, that must be 2. All right. Oof. All right. This is fine. Everything is fine. All right. So a little bit of restructuring here. Let's go. Sonic, I love all the edits you make to the Figby. It makes me laugh. They're really good. Alright, I'm actually gonna just, flip this boy over, and I'm gonna just trace this center line again. We're gonna try again. There we go. That's the nice thing about having a paper. You can just flip it over when you jack it up. There we go. Okay, so if this is, it's kind of light, I guess. I'm going to try again. Because now that I know that this top has 2 feathers. Oh, yeah, and you got the wrong voice chip, Sonic. Yeah, I'm not sure what you can do about that. I don't even know if you can return that. I have no idea. But, I hope you can figure it out, because your project with that Woody is so cool. Like, I really like how it's turning out. So since this is a mirrored thing, I totally could have designed it on, like on my tablet on the computer and had it on mirror mode right down the middle. But honestly, I don't know. something like this, since it's such an important thing that it's the perfect size. I don't know, I just prefer to work on it on my own physically. Yes. Okay. Oh, Sparky, you're trying to make a 3D avatar of your Sona. Yeah! Okay, anytime there's 3D involved, I'm like, yes! If you ever need help, let me know. I can totally help you out there. 3D is my jam. That is something I can do. Sonic, no, I actually didn't get the mods yet. I think, I was thinking about it. One, I'm just a little bit behind on remembering to do stuff like that. And two, I decided I'm actually going to play through the game first, without any mods, and then I'm going to play through it again with mods and make it super fun. But that being said, I still do want to install the mods so that I'm ready. I gotta remember to do that. Because I really, really want to play as Tails and Shadow all the time. And yes, I'm finally catching up with the chat here. I'm sorry. Hi Yodi, how you doing? We're making feathers. Alright, so this is looking pretty good. I like the way this is looking. Let me give you a quick overhead view. So here's the point, but we're starting here. Make this nice square feather. And this one too, like a square. So now I'm gonna do this one. I'll try to hold the camera here. Maybe it won't get you guys sick, but if it moves too much, yeah, I guess just let me know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so this should do. There we go. I'm gonna look at the ref one more time. Oh, thank you, Macy. I hope it looks okay for now. Juru, hi. How you doing? Did it go? Oh, I don't think it went. Oh, there it goes. Okay, here we are. Okay, so we got, right now I'm looking at the angle of where that first blue feather comes out. I want to get the angle correct. It's almost at exactly a 45-degree angle. So, yeah. Okay, my friends. I got this. Boop. Here we are. Wow, 9 people. Dang. I don't think that lasted very long. I mean, mine says 5, but, that's okay. But 9, yeah. I am just waiting for the day I will one day get a Twitch partner. I'm working for it, but I don't know. So let me complain about my problems. Can I complain about my problems? So I've been trying to move. Yeah, thank you, my friends. So I've been trying to move out for like 2 months. I have the place. I mean, it's my friend's place. But the only problem, there's one thing stopping me. Like I said before, she lives in the middle of nowhere on a mountain, and this little cottage house actually does not have internet hooked up at all. So if I was to go there, I wouldn't have any way to stream at all. No way to stream. And I have to wait for the company to go, like, this is gonna take a long time because they need to go in underground and make all new wires that lead to the house, and 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's my problem right now because it's taking forever. And here I am halfway. I'm like, I'd say I'm 3/4 of the way packed. Like, my shelves right here used to be all full of fur like that, and now I just got random junk sitting in there because why not? it's just, now I'm halfway moved, and everything is so hard, and that's why I lost Indigo's blue minky fur, because everything is packed away, and it's just, ah! So I'm just kind of suffering right now. Everything's kind of lost, and it's making streaming hard. I actually got a streaming light, but I lost it. It's all packed away. I would die, right? How does my friend live there without internet? So the cool thing is, I can't get good lighting in here. There we go. So that was actually her grandparents' house. Her parents live literally next door, and her parents have internet, but it is so slow, and it barely functions. So, yeah. So even if I went over next door to her parents' house, it takes like a few minutes to just load web pages of YouTube videos. So it's like, I can't stream. I mean, like, if I go, I could probably pre-make videos, like, and upload them to YouTube, but I wouldn't be able to stream. So yeah, it was her grandparents' house next door, and they passed a few years ago, but so she and I can live there together. It'd be really fun, but the internet is definitely my problem. Yeah, right, the struggle. She's not technically a furry, but she's an artist. She's an awesome artist, actually. She's the one that does my, let me show you guys. She did my title card picture right here. And where's the other one? This one right here. So she's a really good artist. She's super cute. She's just the sweetest person I've ever met. Yeah, right? So she's not really a furry, but I made her some fawn legs. I'm converting her. So if anybody wants commissions, I know she's open for digital art commissions, and she does a great job, so let me just shamelessly plug my friend. Alright, so I really like the size and shape of these feathers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, only problem is, let me show you the overhead view again. Good, okay. So I really like these up here and how they keep getting slightly skinnier, but the problem is down here, we kind of run out of space, and we need to even this out. So I'm going to erase this line and maybe this line. We're going to just kind of even it out a little bit better. It's kind of hard to show at this distorted angle, but I'll keep showing you the overhead view as we go. Back to 5. I know. Wait, but mine says 7 now. What even? I know to get a Twitch partner, you need to get up to a certain amount of people talking at the same time and a certain amount of average viewers, and it's we're far away from there, but I hope one day we'll get there. I think that would be really fun. I mean, yeah, honestly, I think it'd just be fun. I don't even really know what else that entails of. I guess it's something I should look into, but I'm just like, I just want to be Twitch partner because it would be fun. Because people probably would really take you seriously, like, as a streamer. Okay, so I tried to make this, as you can see, this side, like, each one of these feathers kind of has 4, like, corners, more like a square shape. But this one, the bottom corner is actually, like, right here. You can't even see it. It's kind of like a triangle. And that is A-okay. We take you seriously. Ah! Thank you. No, I'm weeping. Thank you. You watch me when you do homework. That's perfect. Yeah. That was always my goal, was for people to be able to multitask and do other stuff and just hang out with me. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know. That was always my goal. I thought it would be fun. So that's cool. You're my comfort streamer, so I try to watch every stream. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm crying. You guys are so sweet. Dang. That's a really good idea. Go over some Discord servers and just kind of hang out in the chat. I mean, that sounds like a really... Yeah, I think that would be a really nice, just a nice way to chill and relax. That's the cool thing about streaming, is it's just so nice to just chill and hang out with your friends. And it's just so hard to do these days when, even if your friends aren't afraid of COVID, it's still dangerous to hang out with them. Like, you just can't... I don't know. At least streaming is a way where we get to have friends. I don't know. But the place I'm going to is really fun. It will be really fun for me because I haven't been able to hang out with my old college roommate in a long time, and we were like best friends. So I'm super excited, but just the internet thing is really holding me back. It's really stressing me out a bit. So that's where I stand. In case you guys were curious why I keep saying I'm moving, but I'm not, and months later I'm still here. So that's really what's going on. Yeah, I'm basically an open book, so if you guys ever wonder what's going on with me, you can totally ask. Alright, so here we are so far. The feathers look about good size. I think I might need to resize these two, because this one's a little smaller, this one's a little larger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I really like the way that this top one is looking. Yeah. This is looking good down here. The way these feathers, the curve at the top. Yeah. So I'm going to add a little bit more curve at the top for some of these on the side. And then maybe we'll even get to cut out the pattern. Whoa! Anyways, since I'm working so hard on a pattern like this, that's why I like to work so hard to save the patterns that I do, because it takes a long time to make them. And if somebody specifically asks me to make them a brand new pattern, I will totally oblige, but most of the time, if I have another dragon tail or something, I can go off the same pattern, because it's basically the same exact thing I would come up with again. It's just my art style. That's just the way it is. 1, 2, 3. This feather is still a little thick. I'll thin it out a bit. Oh yeah, I was saying something a long time ago and I forgot what it was. Okay. Yes. Okay. What I learned in art school is... yeah, so a while ago, when I was your age, in college I learned so art, basically almost every form of art, like so many forms of art, is basically just using your mind's eye to guesstimate and try to figure out the way things should look. And if you can look at something like, whoop, we're going up again. Alright, we're coming over here for just a second. Here we go. Let me bring over, Spartan's head. Spartan's head isn't done yet, so. Here we go. So, I am an artist, yes. Amazing, right? So, I'm looking at this head, and art is basically just comparing things over and over and over until things are you're satisfied with it. So looking at something like this and comparing it, I can see that the side down here, like this, I don't like the way that this is kind of jutting. I don't know, I think this could be a bit smoother right here under the jaw. So I would say it's my mind's eye, but really it's just me knowing that there's something wrong. So being able to tell that something is wrong or right, um, that's what you are as an artist. You're an expert comparison person. You can tell. It's like those images you'd get in like kids menus at restaurants where they have like two side-by-side pictures and you got to tell what's wrong with one of them. It's exactly like that. And as you get better and better at your art, trade, whatever you do, you'll actually start to be able to realize why something looks wrong. Like when I first started out with animation, I could tell something was wrong, but I couldn't tell why. I didn't know why it was wrong, but I knew I needed to fix it because it was wrong. So this feather, I can tell something's wrong with it. But now that I'm much better at my trade here, I'm actually able to pinpoint exactly what it is. So I think that's just the biggest difference between somebody who's been doing art for a long time and somebody who's more recently started, because it's the difference between intuition and, man, I'm such a bad explainer. I wish I had a better way to explain. But yeah, basically, when I was doing animation, I could tell something was wrong using my artist's intuition. But later on, when I started learning better principles of animation, I could tell what was wrong. Like it was like the volume of the item, like the thing I was drawing, or maybe it was the squash and stretch wasn't quite proper. So yeah. I don't know what this little rant was about, but I don't know. Alright, so right now I'm still just trying to make these feathers look pretty even. I'll show you guys again. I think the tips are really the most important part here to make sure that they're the right shape. This one's much too big. I can tell by looking at the camera here. There we go. By the way, the joke I keep referencing is on SpongeBob. He's what I learned in driving school is, or I guess Mrs. Puff trying to get SpongeBob to say that. She's trying to get him to say how to drive, and he's just not getting it. I'm a SpongeBob person. I just love SpongeBob. All right, so I'm wondering if this might actually be better to measure. The accursed ruler. I don't use the ruler if I can help it, because my intuition, I usually can just tell by eyeballing it. You remember that? Yes! Yes! What I learned in boating school is... Come on, SpongeBob, just write it down. It's only 4 little words. Blankety, blankety, blank. What a good show. I should watch that again. Lately in the background I've been putting on some Spider-Man TV shows just to fill the void of silence, but I would so not mind doing SpongeBob. Alright, I think this looks okay, actually. So this is usually the part where, I actually hold it up in the mirror like this. My mirror is, well, here's my desk, and here's my mirror. Hi, mirror. So, but since I'm on stream, I have the great luxury of just showing it on camera, because getting a different viewpoint of something can really help you realize what looks right and what looks wrong about it. So here's where I'm at, and I think it looks pretty good. Okay, the fact that ended in a question mark means I'm a little bit skeptical. I really like how the top looks, the top center feather here. It's the rest of these feathers that I'm still debating. I know what I'll do. When in doubt, check the reference. Ugh. reaching forward. Which one is it? This one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. Okay. So, even though I was designing them more squared, I think I'll round it out a little bit more, because this looks a little bit more rounded. I want to get it as accurate as I can to his reference. Okay. Well, this is good. We're very close. I can almost taste it. That's another SpongeBob reference. Okay, Patrick is trying to figure out. I think it was the episode with the clam. Like they're trying to figure out why the clam is sad, the giant clam at the zoo or something. And Patrick's trying to figure out. He's trying to sleuth it out. Yeah. And then he's holding up the ice cream that looks like SpongeBob, and he's like, I can almost taste it. And then he licks it, and it's like, I'm like, and then it zooms out, and it's just a SpongeBob ice cream. And you thought he was licking SpongeBob, and that would have been so funny. We should just have a SpongeBob channel. I'm working with my brother, my dude Skelefro. I'm working with him. We're trying to get a SpongeBob game up and running to play for you guys, because that just sounds like so much fun. But it is a Windows 2000. Windows 2000, I think. I don't think it was Windows XP. I think it's Windows 2000. It's a very, very old game. In fact, all the SpongeBob PC games are, for the most part. So, we're having trouble running it, and I actually might have to set up a virtual box, and I've never done that before, so there is a bit of complication, but I think it's gonna be really fun once we get it going, because I love SpongeBob. I did get it. I got it working to a point, though. It's not completely functional, but the problem is parts of the screen are blacked out, and it's clearly not rendering properly, and you can't really play the game if it's really that jacked up, so. Winnie the Pooh's Home Run Derby! Yo! I've never heard of that one. I've played Tigger's Honey Hunt, and that one was a fun childhood thing. Home Run Derby. I've never played that one. Is that one on PC also? I remember playing an old, oh, Sonic's back, hey! I remember playing an old, Dreamcast game at my friend's house. What was it? It was like some kind of Winnie the Pooh birthday game. And then the game crashed, and we're like, okay, well, now what? I also remember playing Mario Kart 64 on my other friends' Nintendo 64. It was like that bright green, translucent Nintendo 64. I thought that was the coolest thing, but I didn't really have any of those consoles. I never had a Dreamcast, and I never had a N64, but I did get the GameCube, and that was my first big console. Before that, I used to just basically just play Neopets and hog up the dial-up internet. Oh god, you guys remember dial-up? I know Bad would remember dial-up, I think. Probably. I think Bad's not that much younger than me. Garfield Kart! Oh, that sounds fun. Really? Hey, you've played it on stream? Bad? You've played the Garfield Kart on stream? Because if you did, I totally missed it. Grab your backpack! Here we go! Oh my gosh, my first Game Boy Advance game I ever played. I I got a Game Boy Advance when I was pretty young, but before I even had one. My other friend, I played her Game Boy Advance, and it was a Dora game. And it was incredibly easy, I remember now, but at the time it was perfect difficulty for me, and I loved it. Even though at the time I was too old for Dora, I liked it because it was a video game, and I didn't have options to a lot of video games. Okay, so we're at the point where I really like how this looks, and the only thing to do now is kind of cut it up and see if it looks okay. And if it doesn't, we'll trace it onto another piece of paper and make any changes that we need to make. Scoot. And here we go. You remember dial-up? Yes! Dial-up was the dark age, I'm telling you. I won't go into detail, but there was a family emergency when I was like 9, and they couldn't get a hold of my phone because we left the internet on. So they couldn't get a hold of the home phone. What? There's the landline. Oh god, I couldn't even remember the word. None of the police could get a hold of the landline phone because the dial-up internet was on. So, for you youngins out there, dial-up internet used the same exact line as the phone. So if you were on the internet at all, you couldn't make phone calls. It was a dark time, man. Garfield Kart was a month after Easter. Oh, dang! I should watch the. I was gonna say I should watch the VOD, but now Twitch kind of doesn't really keep those around anymore. Do you have a YouTube channel like I do, where you just kind of archive stuff? Because you should totally do that. I think you should totally do that. Oh, shoot. Okay, I forgot. Since this is even on both sides, I'm actually going to fold it in half. And then I can cut out both sides at the same time. Here we go. Bed, you're a streamer too. I know I'm working on setting up a stream with my dude Skelefro, but you're a streamer too. If you want, we could totally do a game together. If we want to. Whoa, we're getting real close today. Oh man, yes, I have the perfect game. Yo. Well, maybe, I don't know. You'd do that if your streams didn't end up being 8 hours long sometimes. Dang. That checks out. Yeah, it would be kind of hard to upload to YouTube. Do you at least save them to your computer? 'Cause you should. It's kind of cool to look back at it later. Yeah, it would be fun. Camera, please. Hey, you guys want to see what you look like? This is the screen. Ta-da! So I get to see the chat over here, and I see this up here. And down here is where I work on if the mic is being stupid, or right here if I need to show you guys the window of the reference window. So yeah, here's my desk. Usually the laptop's here, but not today, it's down here. Go sit. Well, that would be fun. I think I don't know. Do you like to play older games like Sega games? Like Genesis? I guess I can't just say Sega anymore. Because Sega is a lot more than just the Sega Genesis. Here we go. Slow and steady, cuts perfectly. Hey Link, how you doing? I don't know whether to wave this way or this way. The camera is very strange today. Wee! Are you having a good day? I hope you're having a good day. Oh man, cutting this perfect is so hard to do on camera. Oh, I see. When your internet is god tier. I guess. I don't know. I would be sad if I didn't save all my videos just because I'm weird like that. But hey, I mean, if that's how you work, that's totally fine. It also, I mean, it helps that most of my streams are only 2 or 3 hours. So, yeah. Things will actually load within that time. Ooh, nice! You actually got to go out. Oh, that's so fun. Did you get to go to a restaurant, or did you go bowling, or something fun, I hope? Because, yeah, it has been a while, I'm sure. There we go. Okay. There's paper scraps everywhere. Okay. I'm willing to play just about anything. PS2. Oh, yeah. I feel that. I didn't even really get to play much of a lot of consoles like Dreamcast or anything either. But that's totally fine. I mean, PS2 is a cool place to start. That sounds fun. I mean, PS2 and GameCube were probably around the same time. Did you ever have a GameCube? Yeah, this looks pretty good. I like this. Okay. I think I'm satisfied with this. I really like how it came out. So now I'm just gonna cut out all the feathers. Oh, wait. You're gonna eat your what? Croissant. Oh, thanks, Lacey. When I was pretty young, probably around the same time as I got my GameCube, my older cousin, he got a PlayStation 2. He didn't want his Sega Genesis anymore, so he just gave it to us, and I played Sonic 2, and I was so happy, and I loved the Genesis. Even though it wasn't 3D graphics, I had so much fun with it. Okay! I was like, that is like a fancy croissant. Like, croissant. Oh, Link, local bar and grill. There were 8 of us. Oh, yes! Great to talk to someone who you don't spend all your time with at home. Yeah, I feel that. As much as you love your family, man, sometimes you just need to get out. just to leave. Oh, that's so fun. Well, I'm really glad you got to go out. That is so fun. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. Let's look at our reference again, because now I need to label these, what color they are. Ugh. Reach for the sky. Yeah. Yes, that show I like to watch, Third Rock from the Sun. I don't want to go home. There's family. That's a really good old show. Okay, so blue, black, white, purple, blue, black. Okay. Oh, thank you, Macy. Now I can put the screen away. And I don't have to... Thank you, I appreciate that. Now I can just look at what you're... Huh, that is so helpful. Okay, so I'm just going to write it in, what colors they are. Blue, black, white, purple, blue, black. Oh, okay. Oh, I've never played Sly 2. I think you said that was a good one. GBA. Yeah, Pokemon Blue and Yellow were real good games. My DS Lite, I played Mario on it so much. New Super Mario Bros. That the hinge, it's a white DS, and they're known to break. So here's like the DS Lite. The hinge just goes wee hee 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 hee. So it's really hard to play, but I feel that. But yeah, I've always wanted to try Sly 2. I've played a few Call of Duties. I really only like the old ones, like PlayStation 2 Call of Duties I think are fun. Even though I think I only own one of them for PlayStation 4. I don't remember what it even is, but I didn't have too much fun with it, unfortunately. Okay, so this area right in the middle. Let me give you guys a nice overhead view. Okay, so label exactly what it is. If I didn't know, like if I was cutting out lots of stuff, I would probably also label it feather, but I don't need to do that here. This center part where the base of the tail is, I don't need to label that. I'm actually just going to cut out this whole section. This is all just going to get cut. So I don't even need to write an arrow or anything. So now I don't have to write down feather. We don't have to write down what it is. And I wrote down the color. Now we need to write down which direction the fur goes. Because it's minky, which means it's fur, but it's a really, really, really short fur. So still has fur, so we got to decide. So do I want it to go out this way, or do I want it to all go straight forward? Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of thinking right at an angle, actually, maybe. Yeah. Actually, I'm thinking I'm going to make it all go out. Follow the exact angle of each feather. I think that'll turn out the best. So let's try this. Once again, guesstimating. An artist's greatest tool. There we go. Nice. Looks good. So now I'm going to just cut them all out. Oh, good. I'm glad. Thanks, Mixie. I really appreciate... There we go. I appreciate having the second opinion. Thank you. I think it'll look good, too. Yeah, not too messy, not too smooth. Right in between. So we'll see how that goes. It should be good. And, pro tip! For something small like this, it's not very important at all. But, because I can figure it out. It's like a puzzle. But take a picture of your pattern. Just do it. Even if it's really simple like this. Because later on, you might get confused. And I do all the time, even if it is simple. So, that's the only way I was able to put Indigo's tail back together. Was because, I don't know if you saw how many parts there were, but dear goodness me, there were so many parts. Let me see if I can find the image I took. Because if I didn't take that picture, I never would have been able to put it back together. Oh yeah, actually, I think I showed you guys this in the stream before. So this was after it was all done, being marked. So, there's all the markings. Actually, that's not all the markings. Here we go. So I took lots of pictures because it was such a big item. I wrote down what it was and where it went, what color it was, the fur direction. So all of these pictures of the different parts of the tail, super duper important. Always do that, especially if you're doing a pattern on the head. You need images. Yeah, right. Parts! Yeah, the head is the most complicated thing for me, personally, at least. So, taking lots of pictures is the only way I can make sure I do it right. Alright, so now I'm just gonna cut this out. Hey, you, cut that out. Kind of scared to move to the country, though, at the same time. I mean, I've visited my friend a few times, but to live there... I mean, do you know how many bugs are there? I'm highly allergic to mosquitoes. Obviously everybody has some kind of allergen to a mosquito, but I'm really bad allergic to mosquitoes. So, it's a little bit concerning. when you go to move into a forest, you know, like... Yeah, right? Actually, while I'm at it, I'm gonna label these. From the bottom up, I'm gonna label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually gonna take another picture, too. Just don't eat the mosquitoes, you should be fine. I've seen pictures of cats that have eaten bees before, and it's really funny. Yo, Link, you've got the right idea there. I'm gonna move so far north that there is no way bugs can possibly exist. I'm gonna move to the Antarctic. Now that's a plan right there. Mosquitoes are the devil's offspring. Frickin' mosquitoes. I'm so allergic. If I get bit by just one, I have to take Benadryl. And then, you know, what Benadryl does makes you pass out for the rest of the day. So... I guess that's partially why I'm not an outdoors person. Because I have the fear. But that's not entirely it. It's also because I just hate being outside. The outside smells bad. You've been stung in the mouth by a bee/wasp. Yikes! How did you survive that? That sounds awful. Dang. I can't imagine a worse fate. 2, 1. There we go. So now we get to reassemble the pattern in like a little puzzle. What? You swallowed? Excuse me? How do you swallow a bee? I'm horrified right now. That's... Oh, freaking bugs. Alright, so let's see how far we can get today. I have baby blue fur ordered from Fursuit supplies, but... we'll see. Oh, actually, I ordered it from Big Z Fabric. Okay, so let's take out the blue feathers. These 2 blue feathers, because big sad, I can't do them right now. And I could keep this big feather thing around, but honestly, I'm not gonna want it, so trash! Let's see. Blacks here, purple, and white. Okay, let's do the one white one first. Well, it's kind of one, because I gotta flip it over for the others. Okay, so, real fast. You've got a tail, right? You have to do... This feather needs the top and bottom, but you also have to flip it over for the other side, so top and bottom. So technically, I have to cut out 4 of these, even though there's only one pattern here. So, yay! Long story short, it was hiding in your Gatorade bottle without a lid. Oh my gosh! That's horrifying! Jeez! How do I get the correct shade of color for the furs? Eyeballing it. I think that's what you mean. Like how I can decide this is the right color of fur for this project. Cause I have like a lot of swatches of all kinds of colors of fur, so I'll just look at the reference and try to get as close as I can to the reference with whatever swatches I have. I think I have a swatch of basically every single color of fur that's like standard produced. You know what I mean. Okay, the problem with Minky is sometimes you can't just figure out which way the fur is going. So right now I'm trying to feel it and figure it out. Okay, this direction. And even then, I still doubt myself which way it's going. Okay. You were maybe 15 going on a run. You briefly saw the bee. Oh my gosh! No! That's horrifying! The first time a mask would have actually been helpful, am I right? Okay. here we are. Try to lay this flat. Okay. I'm gonna triple ultra check again to make sure which way the fur is going. Okay, so fur's going straight up this way. And let's cut some out. Man, I'm starting to get hungry. So I always have the most energy when I first wake up in the morning, so not because yeah, I I don't know why. I just, when I wake up, those first few hours I have the most energy. Mac and cheese time! Seriously, because I'm hungry. Hang on, guys, this might be loud. There we go. So that's why I like to stream right when I wake up, and I'm a night owl, so I usually wake up at like 2 or 3, so that's yeah. And my energy burst lasts maybe like 3 hours. That's why I usually only stream for 2 or 3 hours or so, because I don't want to be boring. I am now deaf. Throw the mac and cheese on. You know, what I've been wanting to do for a long, long time is make a cosplay for Figby, which is just a big noodle. Just like a big noodle that comes out, like, you can see Figby's face through the noodle, and I'll have his arms come out of the sides of the noodle. Just a giant, giant noodle. And that's gonna be Figby's cosplay. Can you imagine how hot that would be? Like, in a fursuit, in another costume. But, I'm just saying. Okay, it wasn't actually loud. That's good. I never know. I can never tell. After I got this new mic, it's a good mic, but, okay, I think it's a good mic. I didn't know it, but the camera I have also has a mic built in, and it was trying to use that mic, and that mic is not good. So I was trying to figure out why, after I got my new mic, I was having the sound was still really poor, and that's why. So I had to make sure I had to switch it to the actual mic to be used in the stream rather than the little tiny microphone on the end of the camera. There we go. Okay, so I have this here. Since it's the only white feather, I'm not even gonna bother labeling it. Normally, I would say 3, because I labeled, this is feather number 3, but it's the only white feather on the tail. It's so not important. So for one side, I'm gonna have to do, for one feather, I need to do two cutouts. One on this side and one flip, so that I can sandwich it together. I need 2 feathers, which means I'm going to need one on this side, another one on this side, and then I'm going to flip it and do 2 more. So, 2 cutouts of each orientation. I'm going to flip it both ways. You're making mac and cheese! Ah! Oh, guys. I'm wondering if we should start having, like, a mac and cheese recipe sharing party or something, like a mac and cheese channel where we just post pictures of mac and cheese and talk about mac and cheese. And man, I'm hungry. I want food now. Mac and cheese Monday streams. You know, I'm not against that. When I get to the new place, because right now I'm living with my sister and her husband is Fel, you know. Fel, what a good guy. Anyways, this is their place, so I try to keep all of my stuff in my workroom up here. I try to keep away from their stuff and let them live their apartment how they want. But when I move, I'm sharing the other place evenly, for the most part, with my roommate. So I'm gonna actually be able to get all my stuff out in the kitchen, and we're gonna actually be able to have some mac and cheese streams. So I'm very excited for that. Oh, a mixed drink from the Star Wars book tonight. Yeah! Link, I always miss your streams, and even when I do watch, it's because even when I can make it, I'm lurking because I'm always out shopping or something. So it's like, okay, that sounds bad. I don't go shopping that often. I swear. Okay, Bad is totally gonna make fun of me right now. Because every time I'm talking to Bad on the Discord, I'm shopping. I go shopping a lot. It's like my main form of entertainment. Maybe that's why I don't go outside too much, because why bother going on a walk when you could go on a walk around Walmart, you know? I've been visiting literally every time. That or 3 a.m. Yeah, seriously. I accidentally such a night owl. I hope I didn't wake you up. Oh, I would feel so bad. But also that would be funny. No, wait, I mean, I'd feel bad. I mean, okay, no, that would be funny, but... Oh, Link, what time is your... Accidentally, yeah. That's what I say to other people. I, accidentally bought some stuff today. Link, what time are you streaming again? I know I ask, like, everybody every time, but it's like, with all the streamers, it's hard to remember their different schedules. I'm actually gonna be able to make this one because, I'm gonna be working on finishing up, what's her name? Rissy, so we can fur it tomorrow. Really, it only needs ears. And that shouldn't take me too long, but because of that, I need to stay hyper vigilant, so it's a good time for a stream. Oh, in 2 hours! Coruscant cooler. Bourbon, cranberry juice, and is that all booze? I'm sorry, I have no idea. I'm just horribly uncultured in the ways of adult life. I stream every Tuesday and Thursday, but the last 2 Thursdays something happened and I was cursed both times. So, yes, I should be here this Thursday too, you know, every Thursday. I get cursed a lot. Stuff happens. Dad is like, I'm totally trying that. I want some, like, apple juice or something. I'm just hungry, actually. Shoot, so... Oh, sure! I don't know if you guys know, Link has his own Discord if you are interested in the stuff he does, which is really cool. All of his amazing cooking skills that I just can't even understand. That's an art form on its own, by the way. Like, you're so cool. Literally, maybe that's why I like mac and cheese so much, because it's the only thing I can cook. Nah, I mean, I like it because it's amazing, but it also happens to be probably the only thing I can cook. Customize your Twitch schedule more. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. The Twitch schedule, I mean, but even if you do set it up, most people don't even look at it, so I just tell people on the Discord, like, that's how I tell people. Otherwise, I don't even know if I would even get, sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was thinking very intensely about how I'm gonna have to cut this and it's gonna get fur everywhere. Yeah, like, people don't even tend to check that, from what I could tell, so, well, maybe you should get, a Discord, or Oh, bad. In our Discord, aggressive thoughts. In our Discord, you should post, and Link, you guys should post in our Discord when you go live on the self-promo page, because then everybody will know. You totally should do that. Like, if you want to. I think it would be super helpful. Alright. So I'm actually going to shake out this Minky, because after you cut it, it gets little fibers everywhere. And I'd rather it be on the floor so I can vacuum it than in the box of where Indigo's tail is going to be. Because then I gotta... it's just Minky gets everywhere. No matter how hard I try, it's everywhere. Yeah, Sparky, sounds good. I'd love to see how you're doing. Oh, I didn't know you had your own server. Bad. That's cool. That's very helpful. Oh yeah, just so much effort. Just that copy and paste, just So when you're working with Minky, leave a larger seam allowance than you would on any other fabric, because Minky tends to get stuck in the sewing machine. So, I didn't really leave enough of a seam allowance all the way around. Great! Anyways, for this, I usually just cut it out in a basic form, then I'll sew it, and then I'll cut off all the extra all the way around. So, yeah. Ooh, I didn't know you had an Instagram. I want to look at your food pics. Man, I need to, okay. I need to get up a little bit earlier than like 2:30 or something, because I need to start cooking before my stream, because I get hungry. You exhaust yourself by keeping PG. I'm sorry. Thank you, I appreciate the effort. Sometimes it's hard for me too, because I want to make some GTA jokes or something, but for the most part, it's not that hard for me, but I totally see where you're coming from. Yay, you got your mac and cheese! Oh man, I'm so jealous right now. Alright. So this is doing pretty good. Feathers. Yeah, I wish my baby blue fur was here. I just ordered it the other day, so I have to wait for it to come. Okay, so I cut out the basic form of this. So I'm just gonna sandwich it with this other one here. There we go. Now, I have to pin it. If it's Minky, you have to pin it. Like, sometimes if it's a really small piece, you don't have to, but I totally would pin Minky, because it slips and slides on each other. Like, it doesn't want to stay. So, ugh. Let me introduce you to my Wonder Clips. I freaking love these things. That's fun, Bad. What kind of mac and cheese is it? I need to know. That's, like, important, you know? So, yeah, there's two kinds of pins here. You can either use these kinds, just your regular standard pin, and you can weave it through the fabric, or you could be like me and just use these Wonder Clips. Because, honestly, depending on what you're doing, most of the time, these clips will work just fine. But once in a great while, the clips, the thing you're trying to sew isn't at the edge of the fabric. It's somewhere in between, so you have to use the regular pins. I can speak, I swear. Anyways, I'll just have this one woven in there just for extra support. Why not, you know? Good. Yo, Stouffer's mac and cheese is so good. It's like so good. It's like legitimate mac and cheese. It's none of that fake cheese nonsense. It's real cheese and real mac. Oh man, I'm so hungry. Every time I buy them, they just leave the kitchen very soon because I eat them too quickly. Sad. Alright, one more pin. Cut off a little extra here. There we go. Sweet! So this pin in the middle isn't exactly necessary. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how that would look if I needed to pin it that way. So yeah, this one's ready. So I put the soft side in. And the part, you know, the part where we drew the pattern is that back. So it's on the outside. So we're going to sew all the way around, but not this bottom piece, because we're going to need to use it to turn inside out like a sock. And then we can stuff it with some foam. So yeah. I'm going to pin the other side, the other feather, and then I'm going to run it through the sewing machine. As opposed to fake Mac. Yeah. None of that fake Mac nonsense. We only want the real stuff here. As opposed to fake Mac. It's real Mac. Real Mac and fake. Big Mac. Smash Brothers. Man, I don't play that much of Smash Bros. Because I don't own it. But everybody I know owns it, so it's like I can play it as much as I want just because every soul owns it. But I don't need to own it myself. Nintendo games are just so expensive. Current ones, past ones. Like if you go to a retro game store to buy it, they're just all expensive. Big Mac, Little Mac, Real Mac, and Fake Mac. The family is growing. Thank you for that. Oh my gosh. Ah, yes, our family of little Macklings. Oh. Yeah, I need to start eating before stream. I'm so hungry. It doesn't help that we're talking about Mac. Oh. Oh. So I am streaming tomorrow. I'm not going to be doing the game stream tomorrow because it's one of my friend's birthday party days, and yeah, so we're going to go bowling. Thankfully, they can wait until 5 p.m. because usually I like to stream for like 2 hours if I can help it on the regular sewing stream, because then I start to get tired. But yeah, so I will end at 5 tomorrow, and I'm going to go bowling with my friends. Which reminds me, yikes, I don't have a present for my friend yet. Oh my gosh. Well, this is not good. I don't know what to get them. I haven't seen them in a while. I don't even really know. What do you get somebody? I don't even know. I mean, I'd sew him a cat bed or something because I like doing that and it's fun and easy, but you don't have a cat. Yodi says, by my house there are streets called Little Mac and Greater Mac. But eventually Greater Mac just turns into Mac. That's incredible. Yes. Real Mac and Fake Mac are just like making fake films to try to capitalize on the real ones. Go for it, Macy. I'm probably gonna stop right at 5 because I'm hungry. So I might be done by the time you get back. But thanks for hanging out. It was really fun. Why must school take forever? Seriously. I'm so glad I'm done with school. I mean, life still sucks in the same way because I have to work instead. But at least it's not school, right? I don't have to cram things into my brain. Okay, they both suck. Both suck in their own way. I think I'd rather work than do school, though. Unless it was animation. I'm talking about generals. Those are awful. Oh, wow, you're busy. You do not miss homework. Yeah, dark times, man. Homework is just the most awful. Oh, no. I can't reach the camera any further because the laptop is further than usual away. So, great. You guys, this is as close as you're gonna get to me, to my sewing machine and cam today. Ooh, it's hot. Oh, there we go. It's getting hot, man. In the daytime, it's so hot that when I'm driving around, I have to turn on the AC, but at night, you gotta turn on the heat. So it's like, which one is it, weather? Make up your mind. There we go. I want to get a third camera. I need 2 cameras for one straight down so you can see my work desk, one facing my face so you can see me make faces at you, and the other one I would like to put over here by my sewing machine so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So yeah, the second camera's coming. I'm really excited. I hope it works out well, because I'm gonna have to move around all my my windows here so you guys can see what's happening. I don't know. My face might be smaller. Maximize camera. Oh, seriously? I've never even heard of Freckled Cat creations. That's cool. Wow, that's very similar to me, actually. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I shouldn't be. I mean, I know Beetle Cat is a thing. So I guess some random word and then cat, and that's a fursuit maker. Oh, cool. Wow, very similar. Gee. Maybe they're my long-lost cousin. Woo! Alright. So this may or may not be loud. I'm gonna run this through the sewing machine for a second. Yeah! Oh, gotta turn on the sewing machine. Duh. There we go. So with the sewing machine, it's not like a... You are prepared. Ready to go deaf again. Good. That's my intention. So at the sewing machine, it's not like hand sewing where you like tie knots. There is no knots on the sewing machine, so you actually need to backpedal a few seconds and then you can go forward. That's kind of what holds the seam in place. Hey Jelly, how you doing? Dandelion creations. Yeah, just throw creations on there. In the end, I'm really glad I put creations on there because trash cat, seriously. So when I was trying to get moved, I sent my cat, which is trash cat, bench cat, Garbo. I sent her to live with my parents so I could pack up all my stuff without her being in the way. But then I didn't get to move yet, so she's still just at my parents. But she's gonna be the only cat when I finally do move. So we're gonna see a lot of her. She's so cute. I just wish she had a lighter fur color so you could see her on camera. Because she's kind of dark, you know. Yep, still here, suffering. It might even... The cable company said it's probably going to be another month, and I'm really sad, and I want to just cry. I'm just stuck here. But yeah. I'm really glad I threw Creations at the end of my name, because I was debating just making it CloverCat and not CloverCat Creations, but since I did put Creations on there, now it helps to distinguish between CloverCat Creations and CloverCat Gaming, so that's helpful. Or is it still Beluga? No, it's back here. We're actually furring it tomorrow. Yep. She's there. She's ready. Except the ears. I'm putting the ears on tonight, but, yeah, furring is tomorrow. At least starting to fur. Probably patterning tomorrow. Ah, yes, feathers. So fun. Sorry, this part is kind of boring for you guys. It's just, Beluga is multiplying. Yeah, we got 2 back there now. There we go. So I put in a different needle because my other needle got kind of dull, and it wasn't stabbing through any of the fabric. But after switching needles, it worked much better. So glad I tested that out before the stream. There's a lot more to set up before each stream than you'd think, because I have so much stuff here that I can't keep the cameras and the mic in the area. I kind of move it over yonder so I don't knock it over when I'm not streaming, and I have to like clear off the desk of whatever I was working on. If I'm gonna sew, I need to test the needle first. Lots of stuff going on. Okay, bye Macy. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, basically, Jelly, it's just me just sewing with a machine. Wow, Bad, you're so sweet. Alright. Just a second, Sparky. I would like to go over this seam one more time. Right here. There we go. Okay, so, let me scoot. I'm scooting. Okay, let me check Discord real fast. Because you told me to. Oh, wow, that actually looks really good. Yeah, good job, Sparky. 3D is really, really hard, and that's a really good start. What are you using, Blender? Alright, here's this feather. I decided I'm actually gonna just finish one feather so you guys can see it, because, I want to make sure you guys can at least see the end of me doing one feather. Like, I feel like me doing feathers for hours would be boring to watch on stream, but doing one feather all the way through would be fun. So, if there's any excess around the edges here that I don't like, I can cut it off, like I just did. And, since I've sewn it all the way around, now I need to go over it one more time with kind of like a zigzag stitch around the edge. Let me try to show you. Oh, you're using Unity. I used to use Unity when I was working on some gaming projects. Yeah, so here's, oh, my nail's nasty. Here's the edge. You need the zigzag stitch right around the edge, because otherwise it will come loose. So, at least that's what you have to assume, that it will come loose. Ugh. You know, I thought it would be fun to get my nails done, and it was. I got my nails done, like, once in my life. But then because of that, I was never able, it was hard to grip things. It was hard to make a fist for when I did karate. It was just, so I'm sad that I can never get my nails done again, because I basically need them to sew and grab stuff. I require seeing you sew every feather. We should do a karate stream. I want to do a karate stream in my fursuit. Now that sounds like fun. Alright. Cool. So if you're sewing with Minky, you can make... I'll try to reach this over here. Okay. So this fancy sewing machine, let me turn it off and back on so it'll refresh. Alright. So here's my fancy machine. This is the stitch length. So if you're doing a regular stitch, it would be like here. But if you make the stitch length longer, it would be like here. So the stitch length, I would just leave it on its default. But if you're sewing something like Minky that tends to get stuck in the feed dogs? I think that's called feed dogs. It might help to make the seam length a little wider. And this is the width of it. So if I'm using a zigzag stitch, the 5 will be like this thick, but if I make it smaller, it'd be thinner or bigger. So I'm actually gonna make it a little smaller because this is kind of a small edge, actually. Change martial art so I can use my nails. Yes! Dude, I would just kill to be able to just scratch at somebody, like... I dare people to attack me in a parking lot. I'm like, come on, come at me, bro. But nobody ever attacks me. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, give me just a moment, guys. So actually, instead of starting right at the edge here, I actually start more down here. And then I actually backpedal all the way up to here. And then I start going. So that's how you keep your seam from getting pulled and loose. Keep it from getting loose. Reverse! Oh, guys, I was just playing Guitar Hero with my friends the other day. It's been so long, and I used to play it on hard mode. Not expert, because I kind of suck, but hard was fun, and I could barely play on medium because I was so out of practice. But it was so fun. I love that game. I played on PS2. I have the stuff for the Wii one, but the PS2 one just feels a lot better, so I always play it on PS2 if I can help it. There. Every once in a while, I like to backpedal to keep it from, like, if somebody rips a seam, then it won't ravel all the way up. So if you backpedal every once in a while, it'll stop it from all the way raveling up, so they can actually get their thing fixed before it comes all the way out. So every once in a while, just extra backpedal. One of the best games. Yeah, right? Guitar Hero is so fun, man. Wow, you took boxing for 6 years? Gee. Jelly says I need to verbally challenge them in a 2-mark tournament. Yeah, that sounds good. Hey, you shady guy, come over here. Well, you wanna punch? You wanna punch? Steel nails. That'd be so fun, man. 6 years of boxing, though. Like, wow. Yeah, like in the movies when people just walk up to you and just... Right. I feel like martial arts has been getting a lot more popular lately because of the Cobra Kai series. Everybody is getting really into it, and I think that's really cool. There we go. So now I can show you, so the tail that I was working on earlier, like the big, this thing, the tail, I've gone through it once, but I'm actually not done sewing it because I have to go through it one more time to do this zigzag stitch that I was just showing you. Let's put the camera here. And here we go. Okay, so I don't know if you can tell. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe let's put it here. There we go. So we have that straight stitch that went all the way down and around. And then I used a zigzag stitch on the end all the way around. So That will help keep it from ripping, and also just, you know, extra durability. So I still have to do that on this tail over here, especially around the spot that I hand sewn for extra durability there. There we go. I love the window man, but I wish it wasn't in the background. I wish it was like in the front. The Karate Kid. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I wish it was spelled that way. Karate Kid. It's a cobra named Kai. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole show. Alright, so I'm just shaking this because there's a little bit of minky fibers at the edge here. I haven't watched it either. I've only watched season 1 because I watched season 1 when it came out, and then I just haven't gotten around to watching the rest of it yet. So I'm actually kind of worried about spoilers because it's so popular right now. I'm worried people are going to spoil it for me. So I really just need to get on that. But I don't have time to watch TV. I just don't. So whenever I watch TV, it has to be something that I can't watch the screen for. So I'll put on SpongeBob, which I've seen a million times, or I'll listen to somebody's streaming. But I can't watch a show like that easily. It's just hard. Okay, so here we are. Now, we've got 2 options here. Let me grab this real fast. Oh, so we're like out of foam. Got it, okay. So here's a chunk of foam. You can get a really thin, half-inch thick, this isn't half-inch thick, but half-inch thick of foam, and cut it out perfectly and glue it on there, and that'll hold its shape. And then you turn it inside out, and it'll be like squishy. It'll be a perfect shape. But that works better if you have a big area with all the same color. They're all big area of feathers. Because of this has many colors of feathers, each feather is a different color. Doing that would not look good in the end. So I think what we gotta do is do normal stuffing on this one. So let's do that. Isn't the original Karate Kid like 80s? I don't think I could watch TV. Alright, so this is just like a claw. Like a hand paw claw. Just turn it inside out. And then when I can't reach it anymore, use my stick. "40 years. Oh no. Oh no." Big sad. Okay, trying to get the camera in a good spot here. Big sad. I've punctured the feather. That's not what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to skewer it. That's fine. Everything is fine. So I'm gonna re-inside out this and make sure I go extra well around the tip of this, because apparently it's not that strong. Have I ever sewed my finger into the fabric? No, actually. I mean, I'm sure it could happen, but I feel like you'd have to physically try to do that. I have gotten a hand-sewn needle, stuck into my thumb before, and I'm just like, that hurt. But, yeah. Okay, so I learned from this one that the top here I need to be extra durable. Oh, one more thing. Once you're done sewing it on one side, always flip it over and make sure that the other side is sewn too, because sometimes it'll shift and then it won't actually be sewn on both sides. So it looks like it, but it's got this presser foot here. You really can't get your finger in the way. If I injure myself sewing, it's because when you sew, this part right here comes down, and I've gotten my finger underneath that before. So it doesn't get stuck under there, but it definitely gives you a good punch on your finger. So I have hurt myself that way before, but yeah. So I have to go over the tip of this again, so give me just a moment. I defy that to come loose. Ha, that sun, man. Sunlight is great, but can it just not assault me? Ugh, okay. This looks a little bit better. I'm gonna go over it one more time. So now I know for the next feathers that I have to put extra care into the corner there. I'm glad I found that out now rather than later. Here we go. Okay. I'm getting super close to the camera right now. Did it work? Well, that's cool. Highlight your message. That's so cool. The sewing machine knows karate because it comes down and whacks you. You're not wrong. This is my dinner now. It's a feather kebab. Oh, I hated that. Yes, in the Grinch where the tail gets sewn into the sewing machine. That made me so upset as a kid. Yes. So, sewing machine might protect you from getting sewn into, but it's definitely gonna give you a good whack if you're not careful. Alright, here we are, guys. I tried again. Let's turn inside out again. Alright, doing good. Doing good. I'm gonna use my sticky stick to turn this inside out. Don't use your scissors for that, you know. It will just rip this, and that's not good. This is weird, because the last time I did this, like, I do this all the time, but it's for claws, for the fingers. So it's weird that I'm doing this for a feather. It's just different. It's just so much bigger. No. Hey, how you doing? Alright. Pretty good. It really does look like a claw. Unless you knew that what it looked like. It's a feather that goes, like right here. Yeah. Good. I think I should actually keep this. This might be useful. This just little pattern thingy. I'll hold on to it for now. Yes. Okay, so there's only one white feather on each side of the tail. So this is one side, and this one here is for the other side of the tail. But for completion's sake, let's stuff this thing. Oh. So I don't know if you know this, but polyfill stuffing, when it comes in a box or a bag, it's really, really condensed. So there's my box. As soon as you open it, it like doubles in size, and it just expanded into the heavens. Like, are those two masks the same? No, they're actually different. That's just because of my art style. It's just, that's because it's my art style. That's why they look so similar. Yeah, they're trying to be different. I'm trying to make them a little different too, but yeah, they are very similar because of the art style. Whoa! Emoji party! I love that. Oh, the UK. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to the UK. Actually, I've just wanted to travel anywhere, really. Is it snowy there? Because earlier somebody said that in Colorado there's snow still, and there's no snow left in Michigan here, but Scotland, oh, Scotland is really cool. What is that? Is that a baby face? What even? Alright, so I'm just gonna give this some stuffing. Since I can't reach the tip that well, I'm gonna use my sticky stick. I was just talking to somebody the other day. Oh, it's baby rage! That's funny. Oh, it just rains. Yeah. I wish it rained more here. I really like rain. Rain is really fun. Alright, so I'm trying to get it up here in the tip. Just stuff it. Stuff it. Come on. Come on. There we go. Cursed image. That's amazing. I love that. That's amazing. Yeah. I agree. That's highly cursed. Figby comes in like, hey guys! Alright, so this is pretty good. We don't want to stuff it so much where it turns round like a claw or something. We kind of just want to stuff it and keep it flat as much as possible. It's trying to be a feather. It's trying to be a feather. There we go. An intense beep. There we go. Okay, so this is looking good. I'm just gonna stuff this a little bit more. This is a pretty good feather. So the thing is, might have to do another stream of me attaching this because it's gonna be kind of a wild ride. Cause there. I'll hold it like a snake. This is the side of the tail. The feathers come out right here. They're flat. So, basically, I'm gonna have to open up the seam in here, and these are gonna come through the seam, like through it right here. I don't know if that'll make sense, but basically that's gonna have to be a whole stream on its own, because it's really complicated. But I have to finish all the tail feathers first. So yeah. That's fun. Oh no! That's super cursed. Yikes. Alright, so I think we're pretty good. I might end it actually, end the stream, because now it's just boring repetition. I gotta do this like 20 more times, so how many feathers are there? 12? I think there's 12 feathers. And it took quite a while to just do this one. So when I'm stuffing this, I don't want to stuff it too much. Yes! Oh my gosh, I'm so dehydrated. I never drink enough water. And I'm so hungry. I got to the point of hunger right now where I don't feel it anymore, but I'm sure I'm gonna feel it again in like 3 minutes. So I'm gonna finish stuffing this guy and then, yes, we'll end it here. So this is kind of like how the other day I was doing a big giant claw. I was doing claws for those red and black hand paws I was working on, and you have to close this and sew it into the seam. So this is almost exactly the same. It's just it's a tail feather. So I'm going to sew this end closed so the stuffing doesn't come out, and I'm going to sew it directly into that seam. And that's kind of an extra step to sew this closed, but I think it's worth it because it makes it easier to sew in the seam. So I could just quickly run this through the sewing machine and have a finished little claw finger here. However, I'm not going to sew it closed yet because I want to make sure, make sure that it's got the same thickness of stuffing with the other ones. I'll sew them all closed at the same time. But, yeah, I gotta make the other ones first. That is cursed. That is a cursed baby. So, yeah, it's my messy, messy room. I got like 80 cereal boxes up there. I really like cereal. That's about it, I guess. I'll show you guys the tail one more time, maybe. Now that I've got a big mess going on here. Move! No matter how big my desk is, it's never big enough. Ew, it does! It's like, heh. Alright, so here it is. big floor dragger tail that will never ever fit on a desk. And here's one of the feathers coming down. So yeah, that's it. The other feathers are gonna come around this way. These side are gonna come around this way. And I'm gonna finish the feathers, and we'll save it for the next stream. I'll show you how to attach it, because it's really interesting actually, and kind of complicated. But once you know how to do it, it's like, oh well, that's easy. But I mean, if you saw the other stream with the claws, then you should already know. Anyways, food time. I'm gonna go make mac and cheese. Oh, I'm so hungry. So I guess I'll just see you all in Discord server, or next stream tomorrow, where we're going to be furring this head right here. This one. Oh, the lighting is bad. I'm sorry. Okay, so bye. Sorry the camera was everywhere today. Couldn't really help it, but it'll be better. It'll be better soon. Yes, cheese. Thank you for the cheese. Bye. I will see you later, my friends.